Today's episode on our podcast is all about closing the sale faster and authentically. I'm going to share with you step by step exactly what I did last week to reach out to 8 prospects, get a decision maker to respond to me through email, and then they replied and said, "Yes, we want to buy a commercial package from you." So, if you are an entrepreneur, sales professional, you just want to get more yeses and have more influence and persuasion authentically in your career or life, this episode is for you. So, let me dive right on in. I'm going to open up my notes over here. If you are new to my podcast, welcome to the April Yvette Podcast. If you're returning, welcome back. We help you to unlock your highest potential, share practical strategies for authentic success as well as personal growth. So I'm so grateful you're here. Let's dive right on in. You're going to want to grab a pen and paper. So I currently sell TV advertising in addition to hosting the podcast that I have. Over the last 7 weeks, I have had 8 sales calls with some companies to invest in commercials for their brand. And I sent out 8 proposals for some TV commercial packages. I began following up, and it seemed like it was going kind of slow. I wasn't getting very many responses, and I realized that, and in some cases, I was hearing crickets. Maybe you can relate. Have you ever been following up with a potential client after you send a proposal out, and it's like they fall off the face of the map, and you start to, nobody's responding? Well, I'm going to share with you what you need to say to get them to respond to you right away, like I did. So I decided that I needed to create a sense of urgency. That's part of what was missing. I went to my general manager at the station and I said, I want to create some urgency. I want to give them one TV commercial in the Latin Grammy Awards that is no extra cost to them if they are willing to move forward and buy their commercial package by October 28th. That was the date. And I said, would you be willing to do that? And she said, yes. So listen, you can go to your manager. You can go to, if you own the company, come up with something that is a high perceived value for your customers, but is a low cost or no cost to you and low on time, right? The investment of your time also. So they had a potential to get massive amount of exposure with just one commercial. I mean, that was a major television live event that was going to be very popular. It had a proven track record of attracting tens of thousands of people watching it nationally, and certainly a lot locally in the Indianapolis market, which is where I reside. So I sent an email to all 8 of those potential clients. And in the email, I wrote in the subject line something like this. And I put the name of their company, seen in the Latin Grammy Awards by thousands. TV commercials up to 80% off, or something like that. But I mentioned that you can get this exposure. Let's talk. And I started pretty soon. I started getting responses. 4 of them, I did not get responses back. Well, 3 I didn't get responses. 1 I got a response that it's just not the right timing right now. They just didn't have the funds to come up and buy it like they thought. 4 of them responded to me. Okay. And I continued to follow up. I created a series of 7 emails. And those emails was in the form of a countdown that created a sense of urgency without pressure. So in the subject line, for example, I would say, only 10 days left to have your spot to be seen in the Latin Grammy Awards and seen by thousands. Let me know your thoughts. You know, that kind of thing. And then I would put in there, time's running out. Oh, what did you decide? And then I would have another email, and that email was sent, it was sent every 2 to 3 days. So what happens is it's just like a little gentle reminder that has a powerful urgency bonus that's attached to it that causes people to respond quicker. Did you know that sales statistics show that it takes 7 to 13 touches in order to close a sale, but most sales professionals quit? They don't even get to 7 touches, and that's right when people are getting ready to make a buying decision. So it's important that you're following up enough. An email sequence is a great way to follow up. Now, I mixed it up. I did an email and a phone call, an email and a phone call, an email and a phone call. And I did this 10 days before the deadline. So it built up, and I finally said last day, last month, last chance. And sure enough, people responded. What it did was it caused them to gather their decision makers together at their office, and they made a decision. It was probably a relief for them to even get the decision made instead of letting it, drag on. The people that bought, they said, yes, we're buying, but we are out of budget for the rest of the year. But we definitely are interested. We want to do this with you in January. So here's what I want to say about that. It's okay if your clients don't close today. Oftentimes we've got to go with our clients' timing, not our timing. I wanted them to buy by the 28th, like give me a check and get started. But, they just, when you're out of budget, you're out of budget until the next month, until January. So I did everything that I could do, and they still said yes, which I'm very happy about. And you just go with that and be happy. One of the things that I learned from this is there is an antidote for this that I'm getting ready to share with you for not having enough sales closing and feeling stressed out. Before I share that, you're going to want to listen all the way to the end to see that. I want to share with you some ways that you can create a sense of urgency to get your prospects and potential clients to respond to your emails, to call you back, and then to say, yes, they're definitely going to buy from you. Number one, it's important that you reach out to people that can easily afford you. It's important that when you're having a sales conversation in the sales call, that you ask them what their budget is. You may hear them say, well, we don't have the budget fully put together yet. It's not finalized yet, so I don't really know yet, but can you send me something? Just send me a proposal and we'll take a look at it. Sometimes they really don't have it buttoned up yet or know what their budget is. But other times they kind of have an idea, but they're not telling you because they want to see if maybe your budget that you share with them is less than what they really what they really can spend, if that makes sense. So it's important that you flush that out on the sales call. You go, say something like, well, John, I could send you a proposal for about $5,000 per month for TV commercials over 12 months. Would that work for you? If you can give me some kind of an idea, that way I'm sending you something that's realistic, that even a range would help. And by saying that, when you do send them the proposal, they're not getting sticker shock. When you send them something for $5,000 or whatever your amount is, and here they thought our budget's only $500 a month or $1,000 a month. So by fleshing it out up front and getting the right number around what their budget is, or at least a range, you're at least going to be in the vicinity for them to say yes. So that's important. The next thing is you need to customize your emails and your subject lines to address their unique needs. So it needs to be customized and to tie your solution directly to their desired outcome to help solve their problem. How do you know? You know by asking them in a sales call, what are your top 3 urgent challenges that you've been facing, that you've been trying to solve, that you think commercials can help you, or you think our solution can help you solve it? And then the other question is, what is the top three specific, most urgent goals that you want to achieve in the next 6 to 12 months? And then write that down. That's how you know what it is. And that's how you know how to customize a subject line, because you speak to their greatest pain and position your offer, product, or service as a solution. You can do that in the body of the email too, in like 2 sentences. But if you customize it for those prospects, it'll help you to speak their language, and they'll be able to immediately see the value in what your offer is. Number three, you've got to have a really strong hook in your subject lines that speaks directly to their pain, or speaks directly to their greatest desire, or piques curiosity, that builds desire and demand for your offer. Let me give you an example. One of the email subject lines that I sent out to get a response was, did you know that 12% of all new car buyers are Hispanic? And I forgot what else I put in there in the subject line, like commercials, TV commercials up to 80% off. So do you see how compelling that is? That's helping them to see that, oh, I didn't because our target audience is obviously Hispanic. It's all Spanish language at our TV station. That is just one example. I used a statistic in the subject line. Uh, get one commercial in the Latin Grammy Awards and be seen by potentially by thousands at no cost. Okay, great. That'll get somebody to open the email, right? So you've got to have a good hook. You can use ChatGPT to help you to write compelling subject lines that are follow-up emails in your email sequence, like I talked about. The next is boost sales calls with multiple decision makers on the call. Like if there's more than one person, invite them to the sales call. Just say, hey, what day can, who else is involved in making the decision on your commercials? You ask that in an email. They'll tell you, and say, what day works for all of you to have a quick 15-minute call with us? If it's possible to get everybody on a call, that's even better, because you got all the decision makers there. That can speed up the process for closing the sale. All right, you can also share proof of return on investment, called ROI. You can share testimonials, client case studies. You can share data in your emails that's based on research and statistics for results that customers can expect to get from your product or service. So, as I'm wrapping this up, let me share with you what is the antidote for this constant worry and overwhelming stress of, I've got to close this sale. I've got to hit my numbers. These people have got to close. Here's the truth. The truth is, we can do all we can do by creating a sense of urgency, asking the right questions, packaging an offer around their budget in the proposal that you send, follow up 7 to 13 times. But ultimately, we are going with our customers and clients' timing. And yes, you can have some bonuses in there or deadlines that can help them to speed them up to do it faster. But ultimately, we're going with their time frame. So the antidote is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That means if you have 8 proposals out and you're just banking on, you're going to have at least a few of these to close, and that's going to help you to reach your goal. The solution is, you've got to continue to get more clients and proposals out there, more than just the 8. So that means you've got to do more prospecting every single day. If you have a steady flow of reaching out to new potential clients, prospecting emails, prospecting phone calls, if you're reaching out to 20 people a day, every day, 5 days a week after week, month after month, quarter after quarter, you will have a constant, steady flow of new sales calls coming in, new clients, proposals going out, and sales closing. You don't have to rely on just those three that you've got out that must close so you can make commission to pay your mortgage, or so that you can make your sales goals, so that you feel like you're not, you know, worried about getting let go because you're not reaching your sales goals. This is something I've had to learn as well. This isn't new. This is just being in the industry of sales. This is being in entrepreneurship. So that antidote is prospect more, follow up consistently 7 to 13 times. Don't just rely on just these 8 people or these 6 proposals I've got out. Continue to get fresh in front of fresh new people daily, 20 people a day, even 10. If you did just 10 a day, 5 a day consistently, and never missed 5 days a week, let me tell you, you'll have a steady flow of sales calls booked, a steady flow of proposals out, a steady flow of new clients that are converting. So that is all I wanted to share with you. I hope that this was helpful for you today. Type in the comments below. Let me know if this was helpful for you. Share it with a friend if you have know anybody in sales or marketing. But I will see you again very soon. Bye.